James is trying pretty hard too because he's sideways on the exits. We saw both of them coming out of turn 6 and 7. Sideways, we just saw them coming out of the left-hander in the infield at turn 14. And both of them had the rear tyres lit up. So just take real notice.
So I reckon that if you halve the fuel consumption and said under the safety car he was burning 2 litres a lap, you'd save 8 litres, which will get you another 2 laps to lap 41. It doesn't get you to lap 43.
Neil, might be worth keeping an eye on Michael Caruso too. His Gary Rogers Motorsport team have confirmed that he's fine for fuel, so he's in the mix as well.
Yeah, he's no drama. Lap 24 was the last time he came in, so he'll get there.
Yeah, so we were talking...
Here's another element that we need to just contemplate here, that it's right on the cusp as to whether it genuinely goes for 43 laps or the time certainty. Now, 1 lap could make a huge difference in this argument. There's 4 litres of fuel, and we're arguing over the last little bit here.
Well,
yeah.
Last check on the watch.
And there's a 20-second window on this.
And Neil, to add to what you were just saying, if you want to grab your calculator and get it out, I was looking over Mark Dutton's shoulder when Jamie Whincup was driving his safety car laps, and he was using on my calcs exactly 40% of his fuel he was doing on a fast lap on his safety car lap. So do a little rewind, couple of bits of maths, see what you come up with there.
Well, it's 4.1 litres a lap. So effectively 1.6 litres.
Yeah, so my 2 might be
a little bit
too hungry. So, I mean, if James was getting around 1.6 litres and doing what Jamie Whincup was doing, and this does run 1 lap shorter, then
he gets away with it.
In which case, if you're Jason Bright, right now you hang everything out.
So it's all or nothing now because they just don't know how close it's going to be. Jason Bright cannot sit there and wait for James Courtney to dive into pit lane to fill up on fuel. He's going, Jason Bright and James Courtney, for a historic win here. Brad Jones Racing never won a race. Courtney looking for his first race win at the Holden race team.
Jason's going to have to nurse this rear tyre because fuel mightn't end up being his biggest problem if he tears the rears off it.
It was 2 sideways there out of 19, and he can't do that. We're saying there's only 5 laps to go.
Oh,
but 5 laps, 2.
He's obviously very strong on the brakes at 8 and 11.
But he's sliding it wildly, even off the last corner then for Jason. It was a huge oversteer with his foot jammed in the throttle. Craig Wilson from Walkinshaw Racing. And there's the other bunker, Team BOC. And there's radios alive further down the queue saying, we can get podiums when these guys run out of fuel, is the phraseology. So, yeah, true to form, your competitors give you no credit at all. Now, let's have a look down here. Bottom at turn 8. He's in the draft.
Don't do it so early. You've got to be very careful not to go too early with this.
And you've got to be careful not to kill the rear tyre under brake by hopping it in there and skating it on the rears, exciting the rear tyre, superheating it. Obviously, they're already fragile.
So he is strong. Scott Sinclair said to James Courtney before, he's strong at 8 and 11, meaning those 2 braking areas. But don't use it up yet. You've got to get there and then make a good professional pass. And he's got some speed on him. He's giving him a little love tap at turn 13. Down to 14. This is where they've been sliding the cars. He's got speed on him. You've got to use your brain now and make this pass stick. Don't rush it.
Yeah, I reckon at the moment, it's keep the rear tyre under it for another couple of laps.
Well, Jason just made sure that James knew exactly where he was.
The more Jason forces James to use lap speed, the more fuel you burn, the more it pushes James into a corner.
Absolutely, and he's 2 sideways again. He was sideways on the way out of turn 19, then he ran right out to the guardrail. And you've got to be so conservative with the way you use the throttle. So if the car's sideways, just got to stay off it. And that was Courtney then with a big slide. That's a good sign. When you're the hunter, it's a good sign when the guy in front leaves those big black trails of tyre debris, and the way that Courtney looks. Again, a big slide there at turn 2.
Remember, Courtney was the master last year on the soft tyre. Put together that brilliant mid-season run. Now he'll be vulnerable down at turn 8, given the proximity of Bright here coming down the hill.
And boys, just to add to the drama, I've just bumped into Damien White, the operations manager for V8 Supercars. He reckons this is highly likely this is going to go time certain. So that's a lap short, so that plays into the hands of James Courtney.
Yeah, certainly. Oh, he's down there. Oh, that was a late-minute pass, a last-minute dive. And this is where Jason Bright is strong. Courtney will have to cover him now. He'll have to cover him. If he doesn't cover him, Bright will dive.
Well, watch here. Bright.
Oh, he's locked.
He's got in, and can he hold on to it? This is the critical moment for Jason Bright, and he holds it.
Sensational
Brad
move.
Jones Racing have gone ballistic. They can now taste their first ever race victory.
That was a great bit of driving from Jason Bright. Great judgment. There wasn't another millimetre of performance left in that car under brakes, or mid-corner for that matter.
Fantastic pass.
There's only 4.5 minutes left on the clock. After that trigger point, there'll be 1 lap to go.
Now get your head down, Brighty. Don't make a mistake.
Either way, it's going to go right down to the wire. Against time, against fuel, Bright versus Courtney. What started out as a bizarre race is coming to a fascinating finale.
Your
These
series
two
champion,
warriors.
he will not give up.
Well, he's got a good run here onto the front straight. He's got a lot of pace. Down to turn 1. Bright's going to go deep, no question.
But Jason had to pinch his own race line and make his mid-corner speed slow. It encourages Courtney back up the inside, side by side, through 2 and 3 to the top of the hill. Where's this going to end? Jason back in control for now, but shallow again on the race line. Courtney's all over him.
Bright had to think twice before he took back aim over the hill.
What a match. Fantastic stuff. This is great motor racing.
This is a thrashing match. Two guys going as hard as you want. James Courtney wants his first race win at the Toll Holden Racing Team. He wants to pick up after the disaster of yesterday. He'll be running on the smell of an oily rag. Jason Bright is looking for his first race win in 6 years and BJR's first ever. Everything's at stake.
He made a bad gear change on the way out of turn 10 as they go down to 11, and he's been very strong under brakes.
And it's interesting to note, young racers, you saw when Jason was down at turn 1, the minute you protect, you make yourself slower in the mid-corner, and he got attacked big time on the run up the hill to 2 and 3. He's managed to come out the other side alive, just, but that was an amazing exchange.
And it's not over.
There's a little bit of form on the side of Jason Bright, but you have to go back a fair way. The last time he won a race was in the Middle East, Bahrain 2006. He's going to have to do this the hard way.
And Stephen Johnson saying his fuel light is on and they're actually going to pin him this lap. He's in 13th in car 17. What a race.
Unbelievable. Oh, he's had a dive. He's had a dive at the last corner at turn 21. He's got up the inside of Bright. He takes the lead again. What a motor race.
Bright's going to go side by side with him here down to turn 1, though. And he'll hold on to it. How on earth did he get that position back?
Coulthard's out of fuel and in the pit lane. Game on up the hill again at 2 and 3. Bright on the outside at 2. He's actually off the racetrack there. Courtney's got control of the race for the moment. Where is he at with fuel? Can he make it? Plunging down the hill. Courtney by a car length at the moment from Bright. Can Bright respond under brakes at turn 8? He's actually lost some critical distance here.
Word from race control is that will more than likely get cut a lap short. We'll have to wait and see. Garth Tander just willing his new teammate on. They're doing this through gritted teeth and white knuckles.
Something weird just happened. Something weird just happened to Bright's car. He lost speed then.
He did, coming down the hill.
Down to 8.
Yeah, but he's regained some control again now. He's actually pulled a bit of that gap back, but I raised my eyebrows too. I thought it might have coughed, in fact. Something weird has happened as an understatement. It's been for the last hour, something weird's been happening.
This is intriguing stuff to whether James Courtney, whether he can get home on this fuel.
Well, this is a remarkable performance.
The race will go the distance. It will go the distance. Now, Jamie Whincup, by the way, has climbed up into 3rd position. He's way back further down the track, but he's on the podium at the moment.
Other teams who also run calcs on key competitors are still suggesting that Courtney's going to run out of fuel. Now, I'm not talking about Team BOC, it's others in the queue.
Crosses the control line again. This is it. The final 4.73 kilometres. Has Courtney got enough gas in the tank to get there? Can Bright find that speed back and try and get that position? What an amazing finale. He's closing up the gap. So Bright's coming back through the corkscrew. That's where Courtney got the lead last time around.
So if he pulls this off, Courtney's got 22 laps out of this tank of fuel, which has been a remarkable performance in safety car fuel conservation, and then I imagine ongoing conservation through this stint. And that has defied me. That's a remarkable performance, and well done, James and the team.
Oh, it's going to be tight.
Yeah, there's no science left here, boys. I was just talking to Rob Crawford, team manager down at HRT. It's in the lap of the gods.
So just go for it.
And Scott Sinclair just said that they're in plenty of trouble. That's a little cough. That was a little cough.
But opportunities are running out here for Jason Bright. If Courtney can get to the end, he'll hold on here if he's got enough fuel.
They've never won a V8 supercar race at Brad Jones Racing. They are desperate to do it, and this is an opportunity. Jason Bright is right on the back of James Courtney. The reigning champion is pulling one out of the fire here.
3 more turns to go. Car number 1 still out there somehow. Fuel is a major issue. If he makes it to the finish line, he'll be hard-pressed to do a victory lap.
He's going to do it.
He is going to do it. What a fight back this has been. What a run to the finish. He's done it on the smell of an oily rag, and James Courtney gets his first victory for the Holden Racing team.
Oh, that's the stuff. Well done, guys. Awesome effort all weekend. Guys, it's awesome.
Jason Bright in 2nd and Jamie Whincup on the podium in 3rd.
Well, I did not think that was possible, and they've managed to do it. I would love to know what was left in the bottom of that tank. James Courtney, Neil Crompton, congratulations. Your first win for the Toll Holden Racing team. Unbelievable.
Yeah, look, it's an awesome feeling to all the hype and everything going on in the off-season. All I wanted to do was get in the car and drive. And then what happened yesterday, it was hell for me. It was good, great team. We stuck together and got on with it today. And good job. I can't thank my guys enough. Strutty, which is amazing for the Toll Holden Racing team. So big tick, boys. Awesome effort.
I can't believe you managed to get the thing home on fuel. We didn't think it was possible.
Yeah, I know. I'm a little surprised myself. I was saving so much, which allowed Bridie to get me. But when the boys let me know I had a little bit to play with, so I hustled it back past him and then decided to conserve again. But yeah, amazing race. Yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks for everyone in Australia who stayed up and watched it. But yeah, stoked, boys. I'm stoked.
Well done, mate.
Cheers, guys.
James Courtney, the race winner.